Oh, yeah. So it's the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and I am Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. And it is Monday, May 5th, 2025. Yeah. So, yeah, let's have a little smoke together. Kind of took a couple, 2, 3 days off. And, yeah, so grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, grab your favorite beverage, and let's start something on fire. Yeah. Okay, so we have gifted to me from Mr. Crozier and his wife some Edwards Woolly Mammoth. This is super Latakia rich. It's the strongest Latakia blend I have. And it looks actually woolly. It's not like regular ribbon cut. It's woolly. I don't know what you'd call it. Flake, whatever. I don't know. So we're going to be smoking that out of, this pipe from Jean Claude's, made in Italy. And you've all seen that pipe before. It's a 9mm. Yeah, let's start it on fire. So yeah, let me get my lighter out here. There we go. And the lighter is dead. Well, this one's not. I buy Bic lighters made in the USA in a 10-pack. The stuff is strong and will kick your butt. Yeah. It's good though. You gotta smoke it carefully, very carefully. Oh yeah, there she goes. Oh yeah. Come on, light. Oh yeah. That's good. So it's a bit chilly here, raining outside now. Supposed to get some thunderstorms. I hope. I love thunderstorms. Oh yeah. This is good. Good and strong. That's why I gotta puff on it slow like that. So my house approval is progressing along. The loan has an approval with all these contingencies. They want me to send them this document, that document, like 8 different things. And I'm scrabbling trying to get that done. My buddy, who's my loan officer, he's helping me out. He was able to get a couple of things. It's all going to work out. And I hope to be in that house within about 30 days. We're going to have a celebration dinner there, a celebration video, celebration smoke. Got my teeth cleaned today. Get them cleaned every 3 months. My dentist is like, oh, your gums look great. No bleeding. None of that stuff. No cavities. So good news. Cost me $197. And that's why I canceled my dental insurance, because the dental insurance only covers $1,000 maximum per year. And if you have like a $200, that's what dentists charge right now, $150 to $200. The insurance company wants to pay you $61, and they take like $10 a month. And I was like, forget about this. A couple of years ago, I was like, well, I'll just throw an extra $20 a week in my health savings account. Tax deductible. It'll forget about dental insurance. In fact, my dentist said that dental insurance very soon is just going to be gone. Back in my day when I first started working, you had health insurance, dental, there was no deductibles, none of that stuff. And your employer paid for it all. It ain't that way no more. These insurance companies, they're making money hand over fist, and they say, oh, we got you covered. Yeah, well, when you go get your teeth cleaned, they want to pay 30% of what you paid. That don't fly with me. Oh, yeah. So you got them cleaned up good. Very little plaque. Very little staining. She said she didn't see any tobacco stains at all. And I don't drink coffee, so there's no coffee stains. Yeah. So yeah, the nice thing about certain Latakia blends, English blends and that, you can smoke them. If you don't smoke the whole bowl, a lot of times the next night, if you only finished half of it, it's still good. I really only smoke about half a bowl a night. Depends on what it is. If I'm doing a video where I've got Scotty's butternut burley or something like that that's ribbon cut, that stuff burns up fast, I can smoke a whole bowl and be done with it. Yeah. This is good. Yeah, so yesterday I watched the Saturday. I watched the Kentucky Derby with a friend of mine. Track was muddy. Oof. probably graduate to a cigarette. Oh yeah, so we've graduated to a cigarette. Yeah, so one by one, I got the final approval, not the final approval. Actually, I did get the final approval with stipulations, meaning I got to send the mortgage person stuff. They look it all over. Once they approve all the stuff they asked for, then they give you what's called a clear to close. So I'm about that far away from a clear to close on my new house. There's a couple of things that were given them that they wanted. They wanted certain things. I'm not going to get into it. And the reason why they wanted them was for certain reasons. So we sent them certain reasons stuff to them. And like, all right, so you don't need these other documents, which would be very, very hard to get. And now I'm just praying that they're just going to be like, oh, all right, well, we wanted to see this because we thought this, but then you gave us this, which I'm hoping they're going to say cancels out that. There's one very big thing that would kill my loan, and I'm not going to say it. It's going to be all right. God doesn't start something and not finish it. So I've done everything that I can do to provide them everything that they need in a nice, organized manner. Yeah. And then I just can't wait to hear the words, "You're clear to close." You know, this has been a great place for me. My landlord, he's been a great guy, all that stuff. But, you know, it's time to move forward, and we're going to move to a better place. Not this is a bad place or anything like that. We're just going to go to the next spot, next portion of my life, which is where I own a house again. This will be the third house that I've owned. So I need you guys to pray that the documentation that I'm sending in will cancel out some of the other things that they wanted because they really wanted to see about this. So I'm going to show them what they really wanted to see. Hopefully they'll cancel out the reasons why they wanted those other things. See, I know it sounds confusing, but, you know, it's like the processor. She, you know, you got me, you got the loan officer, the processor, and you have the underwriter. The underwriter has final say. The rest of us just got all the stuff together, you know, all these documentation papers, blah, blah, blah. And the underwriter wanted to see certain things that I don't have access to. And the underwriter wanted to see them because they wanted to see the answer to something else that I'm going to send the underwriter. Here's the something else. This is the reason why you wanted this in the first place. Here's your answer. And hopefully the underwriter's going to be like, oh, all right, well, we don't need that anymore. So I need you to pray for that all the documents are going to go through. It'll be sufficient, and I will get a clear to close. It's been very stressful, and I have anxiety, you know, and it's been caused by decades of stress, my anxiety. I take medication for it. I'm upfront, you know, with all you guys about stuff. I'm not afraid to really tell you about my life. So because of decades of stress, I have to take anxiety medication. And when you have an anxiety attack, it's like the worst thing. It's like, okay, I'll put it to you this way. You're driving your car down the road, down a big, big hill. And all of a sudden your car is going too fast and you hit the brakes to slow down to the speed limit. Well, when you have anxiety, that doesn't happen. There ain't no brakes. The car just keeps going faster and faster and faster. And that's what happens with your mind. Now, anxiety really was placed there originally as a survival mode. So if you were in battle, you have extreme anxiety, but you're focused. You have to do your job. You have to do what you got to do. With anxiety, you can have one little thing trip that up, and all of a sudden it's like the train isn't going to stop. It keeps going faster and faster and faster. And I'm telling you, when you go through an anxiety attack, it's like all of a sudden you get beads of sweat on your forehead and face. Your palms get sweaty. You're just like, you can almost see around corners. You can almost hear like people in jets talking on the radio 30,000 feet above. Everything is just hypersensitive, and your heart rate goes way up, blood pressure goes way up. Not a fun thing. And yeah. But that was meant originally, those feelings, as a way to, if you just sat here like a stoner and there's people attacking you, shooting at you, and you just sat here, it's going to be okay. It wouldn't be okay. But if people are shooting at you, attacking you in battle, you're going to get ready. Focus. Not that I've never had visions of people attacking me or any. I don't have a mental illness. I don't have depression or anything like that. But the anxiety, really, sometimes something little can trigger it off. And if any of you've experienced anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. And it can be a really horrible thing. It's like the train's going down the tracks, down a hill, and it's got no brakes. All right? Because normally your mind will tell you, all right, we got brakes. Oh, we're slowing things down. Everything is going to be all right. When you have anxiety, that doesn't happen. Something trips it. The train's out of control. It's going faster and faster and faster, and you think you're going to derail. And like I said, I'm not afraid to talk about my anxiety. Some people say it's a mental illness. It's not a mental illness. It's from years and years and decades of stress, and all of a sudden your body snaps, and when you become alarmed, you can't turn it off. It takes a while to turn off. And that's why I take a tiny, tiny little bit. I take a 0.5 milligram of Xanax in the morning, a 0.5 milligram of Xanax in the afternoon, and it just does the trick to even me out and say, hey, it tells my brain, everything's going to be all right, man. It allows me to put the brakes on. And for those of you going through that, I definitely would not recommend choosing Xanax as a medication. It's something that's highly addictive. I'm addicted to it, even though I only take a total of 1 measly milligram a day. Stay off of that. Try some sativa marijuana. That'll even you out. All that stuff. So I've heard. I don't smoke that stuff. But the natural's better than the chemical. You know, you're not going to get addicted to marijuana or anything like that. And so yeah, so that's the way it goes with me. Some days, a lot of days, especially when I'm under extreme stress, when I have a deadline to be out, I have a bunch of things to give my mortgage broker, and it's like, how am I going to provide this? And I'm on the phone and blah, 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 and they transfer me, and they can't provide me what I want. And then my mortgage broker jumps in. He's a professional, gets it like that. Thank God for Scotty, my buddy. Anyways, Paul the Pipe Guy, that's our Monday night smoke together. That's what I've been going through. So keep praying for me. You know, I am going to get this house. Just say, Lord, Paul is going to get 158 Winchester Street in Rochester. It's his house. God does not start something and not finish it. We're 3/4 of the way there. Just got to go that extra mile. Yeah. Paul the Pipe Guy, over, but not out.